So today we found out who the Oklahoma Sooners would hire as their next defensive coordinator, as OU and Brent Venables have brought on Ted Roof to take over the defensive coordinator job. An interesting hire, one that we must talk about, but before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from you. So hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Are you excited at the prospect of Ted Roof being the defensive coordinator for the Oklahoma Sooners? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions, though they may seem small, are really massive to content creators such as myself, and both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all that being said, let's jump straight into this because there's a lot to talk about. And first and foremost, Roof has been around the college game for quite some time. A graduate of Georgia Tech where he played linebacker, he's an individual that has held multiple jobs at multiple different institutions. The last one he held was as a defensive analyst at Clemson, coming over with Brent Venables. So Brent Venables has that familiarity with him, which is a good thing. Prior to being at Clemson, Roof was the defensive coordinator at Vanderbilt, and to put it nicely, that defense was atrocious, ranking 126th in the nation, and it was a very short stint. Now, in fairness, according to an article I was reading earlier, his year before going to Vanderbilt, where he was the defensive coordinator at App State, the article claimed the App State's defense ranked 5th in the nation. However, I have not been able to confirm that. I've looked at 3 different sites ranking total defenses, and App State ranks closer to 25 in those metrics I've found. However, if you are able to find that, please by all means link that below. I'd be very interested in checking it out. Different sites can do things a little bit differently in how they rank their defenses, but all to say that he has experience as a defensive coordinator. Now, here's the hope, is that when you mix he with Brent Venables, that's where everything starts coming together, because Brent Venables has had some solid defenses at Clemson. Clemson has been a team that has recruited the defensive side of the football very, very well, and Brent Venables has been able to orchestrate defenses that have been very solid. So you're hoping that Venables' scheme is going to be what carries through, and if I was an OU fan, that's exactly how I'd look at this. Because before this hire was made, I did say in these videos that I wasn't as worried about the defensive side of the football for the Sooners because you have a head coach that's a defensive-minded guy. In fact, I was much more interested in the offensive side of the football. And from a schematic standpoint, those hires have looked really good. So I'm not super concerned about the hire of Roof. And look, at the end of the day, Roof has experience in multiple different conferences. And with the move to the SEC looming, that experience could be key. He doesn't have much experience within the SEC. However, he did spend time as a graduate assistant at the University of Alabama and then came back to the SEC as the Auburn defensive coordinator from 2009 to 2011. So he does have some familiarity with the landscape of the league the Sooners are looking to move into, but a lot has changed in that time frame. That experience is going to prove very beneficial for the Sooners in their conquest to be able to make a successful move to the SEC, whenever that may happen. Slated for 2025 right now, but some of us believe that that move is much earlier on the horizon than 2025, or at least that the powers that be for Oklahoma and Texas would like that move to be much earlier than 2025. So when we're looking at how Brent Venables is building out this staff, I think if you're an OU fan, here's the one thing I'd keep in mind. Both of these individuals are linebackers coaches. And me being an Alabama fan, Nick Saban is the head coach, but he is incredibly hands-on at the defensive back position, which is why the Crimson Tide are successful recruiting anyways, but that is a big reason why the defensive back position is so hard to win against Alabama, because these recruits are being personally worked with by Nick Saban. And personally, though I have no knowledge of what will happen, this is purely an opinion, I would imagine that Venables is probably going to be very hands-on with the linebacker room, and he's going to be hands-on with the defense. Whether he calls the plays or not, I'm not sure, but I would imagine that he would be incredibly hands-on because he is a defensive guy. That is his pride and joy, and he's produced solid defenses. So while this is an interesting hire, remember, it was on the side of the football that I wasn't as concerned about because of Brent Venables, but it is still one that we're going to have to keep an eye on as the season goes, as to how this defense will shake up for the Oklahoma Sooners, because it's a side of the football that they've been trying to improve on, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they can improve going from Alex Grinch to Ted Roof. So hop down to the comments, let me know. It's going to be very interesting to see how they can improve going from Alex Grinch to Ted Roof. So hop down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking about this move. That's it. See ya.